One day, the tortoise was walking along a forest path when he came across a palm tree that had plenty of palm kernel fruits on it. The tortoise was hungry and the fruit looked juicy and ripe to eat if only he could reach one of them. He got hold of a long stick and successfully shook some of the fruits off the tree. Unfortunately, before he was able to pick up this fruit from the ground, they rolled into a hole. He shook more fruit off the tree, but the same thing happened. Tortoise then decided to follow the falling fruits and find them wherever they fell. So he went into the hole, but he could not find any of the fruits. The fruit had rolled further down the hole, he thought. So he continued down the hole, walking for hours and hours non-stop until he dropped right out of the hole into what appeared to be a village square. Unknown to the tortoise, he had walked all the way down to the spirit world. As he looked around, he found the spirit happily chewing on one of his palm kernels, the very last palm kernel. The tortoise exclaimed, "Those are my palm kernels. You have to give them back to me." The spirit apologized. He did not know that the fruit he was eating belonged to the tortoise, but he promised to give the tortoise a special drum in exchange for his palm kernels. The spirit led the tortoise into a building where there were several rows of drums along the wall, and he asked the tortoise to pick anyone that he liked. There were drums of all sizes, but the tortoise picked a small drum which would be easy to carry since he had walked a long way, and he also had a long way ahead of him to walk back. When the tortoise returned to the forest, he stopped to rest under a tree. While resting, he picked up his new drumstick and beat the drum with it. To his astonishment, a feast appeared before him. There was a sample of every food that he liked. He ate and ate until he was completely stuffed. Then he slept under the tree, for he was too full to continue his trip. The following morning, he woke up, picked up his drum and went to his house. Once he got home, he sent a message out to all the other animals to come to his house. When all the animals were gathered, the tortoise beat his drum and a huge feast appeared. Everyone was delighted and they all ate to their full and partied until they were all exhausted. The following day, every animal was at the tortoise's house again. The tortoise beat his drum, a feast appeared and they all ate. They did this every day. Very soon, the tortoise got tired of beating the drum and he appointed the elephant as his official drum beater. However, when the elephant beat the small drum, the drum broke and there was no feast. The tortoise would have to return to the spirit world to get a new drum, and immediately he set off on this journey. Fortunately for him, he could remember the exact spot where the palm tree stood. When he got there, he picked up a stick and shook some palm kernels off the tree. Surprisingly for the tortoise, the palm kernels fell to the ground and just lay there. The tortoise picked up every single one of them and threw them down the hole that led to the spirit world. Then he went directly after them. When he arrived in the spirit world, he found the same spirit at the same spot. "You again," he exclaimed. "You have eaten my palm kernels. You have to give them back to me." "Here are your palm kernels," the spirit said. He had not eaten them as he had just arrived and was only picking them up. The tortoise counted the palm kernels and insisted that there were some that were missing and accused the spirit of lying to him. The tortoise demanded compensation for the missing palm kernels. The spirit again offered to give him a special drum. This time, the tortoise picked the biggest drum he could find. He needed a big drum, a drum big enough for the elephant, and the bigger drum would also produce more food, so he thought. It took the tortoise several days to drag the big drum back to the surface, so that he was very tired and hungry by the time he got to the surface. The tortoise picked up his new drumstick and beat the drum. But instead of food, 1,000 whips appeared from the skies. The tortoise was alarmed and they started to run to his house, but the whips followed him and whipped him all the way home. A lesson to everyone that greed is not a good trait for anyone.